All right, example 9 on chapter 1. We have solved 4x to the 4th minus 25x squared plus 36 equals 0. And you'll notice it is a trinomial, 3 terms. And anytime you see 3 terms in a polynomial structure, quadratic in form is what you're looking for. We see a power of x, we see half that power of x, and we see a constant. That's what creates quadratic in form. That's what we're looking for. If it's quadratic in form, the quadratic formula is legal. In this case, a is equal to 4, b is negative 25, and c is equal to positive 36. But the one stipulation on the quadratic formula is it finds this guy, it doesn't find x, unless that guy happens to be x. So whatever the middle term is, so first term, second term, whatever is attached to that, that's what the quadratic formula finds for us. So when I write it out, I'm going to write x squared equals fraction bar plus or minus square root. And I have to find 3 specific things. I have to find something that goes right here, something that goes right here, and something that goes right here. So let's start with the blue. What goes where the blue is?
Negative b.
Negative b, which is going to be positive 25 in this case, so 25 goes right there. Let's do green next. What comes? Oh, what do we do for the bottom?
2a.
Bottom is 2a. 2 times 4 equals 8, so 8 goes in the bottom. And then the red is
b squared minus 4ac.
b squared minus 4ac. And this is the only one I actually spend time working out. Change a sign, double a number, those are easy. This one I'm going to actually write it out. So b squared, 25 squared is 625. b squared is always positive regardless of b's value because of the sign and the number being squared. Minus 4 times a, which is 4, times c, which is 36. 4 times 4 times 36 equals 576. If you didn't know that, use a calculator. 625 minus 576 equals 49. And as I said earlier when I was going through the objectives, the problems in the examples are going to all come out nice and pretty with nice pretty square roots like the square root of 49, and they're going to work out really nicely. I don't know if the homework problems do. I didn't actually check to see what they came out to when I picked them. I just picked ones that looked like I wanted them to look like. So when I get done with example 10, I'll show you how to deal with an ugly one if that should happen to occur in your homework. So what I want to do at this point, my job, it says solve, my job is to find x. I haven't found x yet. So far I found x squared, and I haven't even simplified what x squared equals. So if you get a square root that can be evaluated evenly, nicely, you should do that. So x squared equals 25 plus or minus 7 over 8. That leads me to x squared equals 32 over 8, or 25 minus 7 is going to be 18 over 8. And finally, that gets me to x squared equals 4, or x squared is equal to 9/4. The entire time I went through that, notice I kept the x squared equals along with it. That's the most common mistake people make. They eventually just get to a point where they don't write it down. They do this and this and this, and they just say 4 and 9/4 is the answer and move on to the next problem. Keep that x squared along for the ride because, again, our job is to find x. We haven't found x yet. We just found x squared and we made it prettier. Once we know what x squared equals, we're going to square root to get the answer. Keep in mind when you square root something, you have to put a plus minus in front of the answer. So if x squared equals 4, x could either be positive 2 because 2 times 2 is 4, or negative 2 because negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. If x squared equals 9/4, that means x either equals plus or minus 3 halves. When you square root a fraction, you square root the top, you square root the bottom, and again, plus or minus. If the root you're dealing with is odd, you only get what the sign it is. If it said x cubed equals number, you get one answer. If it says x to the 5th equals number, you get one answer. If it says x to the 4th, it's plus or minus. So even powers you have to do plus or minus, odd powers you just get whatever the sign is. Alright? If this said x squared equals negative 9/4, that's empty set. It gives me imaginary answers. If they ask for imaginary answers also, plus or minus 3 halves I. Okay? But for right now, I think we're going to stick to real answers for the most part, I think. When we get to the point where imaginary answers are legal, we will deal with that when we